All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Monday. Another weekend in the books. Like I said, it's like pirate radio. You never know when you're going to get an episode here in the Rock Cave. We'll be all over the place all through this week and into next, and then we should have a little bit more regular programming for a while. But what are we talking about today? Well, we got a good week here coming up in the cave. Wednesday, do some calendar stuff here. Wednesday, special guest for Wanderlust Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a longer episode, but that's what happens when you have guests here on Song of the Day. You can listen to it like a podcast. Just get yourself ready. What are we talking about today? We're going back to this past weekend, 8/27/1980. This band right here released their sophomore effort, Wild Planet. The follow-up to this record, this record was so huge. You guys already know we've established this. One of my favorite all-time records anywhere, anytime, by anybody, is this debut record from the 52's. And how do they follow that up? Well, a lot of these songs on Wild Planet were already being played live since 78. They had these songs available to them when they were putting together their first record, and they knew they wanted a strong second effort. So that's how they got some of these on there. And so it's basically all from around the same time. Again, a year apart. And there are some great songs on here. But again, it's hard for me to say they can ever compete with this one. But this one is a good record, Wild Planet. Mixed reviews when it came out. Some people loved it. Some said, yes, they advanced their cause a little bit. And there's some really good stuff on here. Village Voice was a little more rough on them. Same with Rolling Stone. But I didn't agree with anything Rolling Stone said for the 30 years that I subscribed to them, for the most part, that is. But there's some good stuff on here. A lot of their staples are on this record. And if you're a B-52's fan, you know these songs. You got Party Out of Bounds. I remember playing that. I remember buying this cassette. I remember the cassette. I remember the 45. I remember having the 45, the cassette. I can picture it. It's all 1981, I think, is when I got this. But Party Out of Bounds, obviously, great intro, great beginning. Dirty Back Road. A lot of these songs were also popular in the clubs, by the way. Give Me Back My Man. Quiche Lorraine. That's a B-52 song if there ever was one. Devil in My Car. And then you get to these two songs here we want to talk about. First one is Strobe Light. Strobe Light, this song is their first and maybe one of their only songs about sex, really. This is a song about that. And it's done in the way that only the B-52s can. A conversation between a man and a woman as he's going to say what they're going to be doing later. And it's perfect B-52s. It's very entertaining. And it's a great song. So if you don't know Strobe Light, that's your deep cut for today. But that's a good one. And all I have to say is Pineapple. Pineapple plays a key part in this as far as the lyrics are concerned. And that's how they got around it. So anyway, but what are we talking about for Song of the Day today? We're talking about Private Idaho. Of course, that's what we're talking about. And how can you not love this song? It only went to number 74 in the United States, but it did go to number 5 in the dance club play. So it was a big deal for them. But Private Idaho, my wife and I use this expression to this day. We say, we're living in my own private Idaho. You're living in your own private Idaho. My own private Idaho. Whatever it is. We know, we know what it means, even if we don't know what it means. It's like you're off in your own land, something like that. It's not a diss on Idaho. Idaho, Idaho. And it's not a diss at all on them. It's a silly song. It's dark. It's mysterious. There's a reference to a radium clock in there, which has nothing to do with Idaho. Actually, has to do with a story they read about in Georgia. Well, the people were dying of cancer because they were using the radium to paint the glow-in-the-dark clocks, and the women were using their mouth to touch the brushes too. And anyway, that's where they got. That's just a random lyric in this song, but that's what the B-52s are all about. They didn't play Idaho as a band until September 13th, 2011. That's when they got around to Idaho, and it was a big deal. They interviewed him, and there was the mayors of wherever they were at. Anyway, that's what happened there. So your song of the day is Private Idaho. I like this song. This is a great jam to start off on a Monday. Any B-52s fans out there? Raise your hands. They're on their farewell tour. We've already been over that. Should have seen them in the 80s, in the early 90s, if I could. Shoulda, woulda. Anyway, Private Idaho, B52's song of the day on your Monday, whatever you're doing. I hope it involves music. Looking forward to this week and every week here in the cave. Have a good one. I'll catch you on the flip side.